it got me thinking, why was I thinking so much about my body and dwelling on it, and even willing to go through like a month of a procedure and recovery, when I could be spending that time doing positive things in my life and the life of others around, you know, the world around me. And I can't believe it. I can't believe I almost got plastic surgery on my body secretly. Okay, I just finished a run, but somebody wants to say something to everybody.
Bye-bye. Gusto siya Bisaya, so bahong ilok, tapos ambot. Kalimot ko akong Bisaya, kay tawang-tawang. Kawan siguro. Diretso na ko Davao. Balik ko Puhon. Kita-kits Puhon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jandy, you gotta say goodbye to Commander.
Bye-bye, Commander. See you next year. We will miss you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
See you next year.
Bro, we'll see you soon, bro.
Commander, see you next year. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next year.
Bye-bye. Bye, Commander.
We love you, Commander.
He's going somewhere. He says see you next year.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Amping kanunay, ha?
Amping. Look at this. Oh, amping sa biyahe. Bye.
Okay, there is something that I have never shared with you guys, but you may have noticed over the years and maybe thought about it. It's something I'm really afraid of, and it's very personal, and it's something that I thought someday I'd address it and talk about it, but I didn't think today was going to be the day. But earlier I was on a beach run, and then I don't know, it just crossed my mind, and so I wrote a post about it on Facebook, and it's a big story and there's parts of it there, but I thought it's important that I share it with you here too. Yeah, I'm gonna go head down to the ocean. We can talk about it more there. It's a super beautiful evening here. Today's been very hot, very sunny, and again I've been super lucky because the beach has been empty because there's no tourism allowed till the 15th, so I've had a lot of space just to run and jog and, you know, be a bit healthy. And it also got me thinking though a bit about something that I'm just not comfortable with, to be honest, and it's because of my history and my growing up in Canada and what I went through. Okay, so I'm gonna go swimming, and you know, usually you might think, okay, I'm a dude, so I'm just gonna take my shirt off and go run in the water. But you might have noticed over the years, I rarely take my shirt off, or if I do, you'd see it probably at this angle, which is a cut-off angle where you can't see my chest. So I'm gonna take my shirt off now. And you probably only see like down to here, I don't know, but I would edit it if you couldn't. Because I'm super duper self-conscious about my chest. Because clearly, well, as I would say, or a lot of people would put it, you'd be like, oh man, cool ass, you got man boobs. Yeah. This is really awkward for me even mentioning this right now on camera, and I'm still struggling with the thought of talking about it, but you wouldn't see this usually. You would just see me go like this and maybe run down to the ocean and maybe put the camera behind me so you can't see the front. And then I would go in the water and talk to you and have a swim with my shirt off, which is rare because usually I would just wear a shirt. So let's go for a swim with my shirt off. So, I always thought if I was gonna talk about this, I would do it in some sort of like well-structured or, I don't know, dramatic video that looks really cool and explains it better, but I guess there's no better way to explain it than just me randomly sharing it with you, because I guess today's the day. The way I'm talking to you now is so uncomfortable for me because I know you can see my chest, and maybe you noticed before, maybe you didn't. You probably didn't, because I would usually talk to you like this. I would hide my chest in the water, knowing you just focus now on my face and you can't see it. Whereas if I stand up like this, I just have this feeling that everybody's looking at my man boobs and is distracted from what I'm actually saying or from what I'm showing around me. This comes from a long history, guys, of me growing up. So when I was 16, I was morbidly obese. In fact, my entire childhood, I was incredibly fat and addicted to food. And basically just so unhealthy. I ballooned up to 250 pounds by the time I was in my late teens. And it got to the point where even my own mom was secretly writing letters to doctors because she was scared that I was going down a path that was going to lead me to probably my own death. So I was really, really big. You might be asking, where are the photos? Well, they're actually in the basement of my parents' house in Canada, and there's only a few of them, especially me with no clothes on, without shirt I mean. Because when you're really obese, you know, get really good at hiding yourself from a camera or from photos, or hiding your fat, I guess, as you can say. In my case especially too, that's still carried over to nowadays, hiding my chest because I'm afraid of being judged. Well, I'm not afraid of being judged, I'm afraid it's distracting from what's important. Anyways, so what happened is, when I was 16, my parents booked a surprise trip to Mexico, and I remember being like, wow, that sucks. Yeah, I really thought that sucks, because that meant I'd have to take my shirt off at the beach and I'd be with my family, and I didn't like that at all, because every time I did, people would just make fun of me or judge me, and you know, it really hurt. You know, my nickname was Jenner Tits growing up because I had giant man boobs from being superly obese. Okay, here's the crazy thing about this is, when I was 17 and going into my late teens, my final years of high school, I really just thought, this is it, I'm gonna take a stand. And I made that stand. I lost 75 pounds and completely changed my lifestyle, especially what I was eating. I learned about nutrition, I learned about health. You know, I'd always been somewhat active, but it didn't matter because I was just so addicted to food and just like gorging myself all the time that I was super obese. But what I did is I understood food more. I learned about it, and I learned about my body, and I completely changed. And actually throughout my final years of high school, I lost all that weight and I kept it off. I became so much healthier. Even more so, I ended up going to university in Victoria, and I studied health and recreation education. I studied physiology, anatomy, health and wellness, you know, human potential, and did that for 4.5 years. I majored in it. That's my degree. My degree is health and wellness. And you know, I studied sports nutrition, sports science, just all sorts of good stuff for you to make you feel better. And I applied that to my life. And I've always felt good and healthy and fit. Except for one thing. This here. My chest. It's always been that one thing that no matter what I do, no matter how healthy or strict I go, no matter how many push-ups, bench presses, yoga classes, everything, my chest would just not become what I thought I deserved, you know? Or what I mean by that is the image of like a good looking dude. For me, I'm not a good looking dude when I take my shirt off. I feel like I feel scared and sad and you know, like I'm not doing enough to be healthy, even though I am. I'm 77 kilos. I'm a very healthy weight. I can run up and down the beach, I can climb mountains, I can swim, I can break my shoulder and separate it, but look at recover fast and feel good. But can I feel good when I have my shirt off? No, I don't. I don't feel comfortable. I don't even feel comfortable talking to you right now. And I never have when my shirt is off, which is why in all my videos, or the vast majority of them, unless I hide it really well, you'll see that my shirt is always on. And that could just be me thinking that way, but even over the years, the very, very few times I've shown the front of my body like this and posted it or had it in a post on social media, I get flooded with messages saying, oh, you got man boobs, Kulas. Haha, look at your tits, Kulas. Haha, Kulas, you're so big. And I don't even like, you know, I'd hide them all, hide. And I mean, it just persuaded me to not take my shirt off because I'd feel that people, you know, would be focused on that and saying I have tits rather than the stuff I was showing, so yeah. Obviously, I'm very self-conscious. And that self-consciousness has kind of grown over the years because, well, let's say for example in 2016 I got a TV show here. Do you know one of the first things they said before we started production of the TV show? They're like, hey Kulas, you're cool with, like, you know, you're gonna do the like walking sexy, you know, swimming shots with the board shorts and you know, I'm kind of like sitting there going, no, I'm not comfortable with that at all. But I'm also sitting there going, I don't want to lose this opportunity to create something positive because I have man boobs. So what I ended up doing was shooting the whole season with rash guards and finding excuses to wear clothes. Even when I did that cool wrestling in Ifugao, I'm cool wearing the outfit, but I wasn't cool taking my shirt off, so I wouldn't. And it's because, again, I was afraid. Then things got pretty intense, guys, so okay, so something I've never shared too is as the years went by, I was always happy and inspired and this has been an amazing YouTube journey and Facebook journey, but it started to weigh on me more. Like, you know, I'm healthy and fit and I look after myself. Like, I shouldn't have these, right? They should be gone now. I lost the weight. And then I actually, in 2017, I was offered the chance to go on a TV show that would give me plastic surgery to remove my man boobs because, yeah, at that time I thought that's what was important, was getting rid of my man boobs because it would make me feel better. because, yeah, I don't know. So I ended up spontaneously being in Manila and almost literally being 24 hours away from having the surgery for this show, and then they were going to show other people, hey, it's cool, you can just get plastic surgery and change your body and that would be what's good, right? But you know what happened is, for some weird reason, 24 hours before that surgery was supposed to happen, it suddenly got delayed. And then you know what I did? I ended up randomly going down to Mindanao right away and helping out with the recovery relief operations of the Marawi siege. And I ended up spending almost 3 weeks doing a lot of positive stuff with my friends in the community in Mindanao to give back and help during a difficult time there in Marawi. So that moment was also very big for me because it got me thinking, why was I thinking so much about my body and dwelling on it and even willing to go through like a month of a procedure and recovery when I could be spending that time doing positive things in my life and the life of others around, you know, the world around me. And I can't believe it. I can't believe I almost got plastic surgery on my body secretly because I thought that by getting rid of man boobs that way, it would make my life better. That's what I thought. In 2017, I got to the point where I was so self-conscious and such a believer that I had to have a specific body image that that was the only way for me to be, you know, confident and proud, and I almost did that. And if I had done that too, I never would have ended up going down to help out for those weeks around the siege. I would have wasted my time sculpting my body thinking that it's gonna make my life better. I'm just really self-conscious because my whole life I was very obese, and a lot of people would focus on that rather than the other stuff that I was doing or what was around me, that it made me terrified here and online of that happening again. So I don't take my shirt off often because I'm afraid. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because maybe you're wondering why I never take my shirt off, and maybe this is the first step for me trying to, I don't know, maybe it's the first step for me just dealing with that personal issue and demon I have of, you know, self-love, lack of self-love for my body. So, you know what? I'm not afraid of anything in this world, honestly. I even say that all the time. I write about it all the time. I'm not afraid, but I am afraid of this right now. You seeing me with my shirt off. And I just hope that by sharing this, it makes me reflect on it more. And it makes me try and deal with this as the future ticks on one day at a time. So sorry that the video today is just me telling you what I'm afraid of, but I guess the only way we can ever beat what we fear is by smashing through it with self-belief. So I believe one day I'll be comfortable doing this, but I don't know if it's that today or tomorrow or the future. I don't feel comfortable right now, but thank you for focusing on all the other stuff I'm showing and not my body image.